California has a staggering statistic, and it's not about those crossing, it's about the ones that are driving. That's right, more than 1 million illegal migrants have been issued a California driver's license since 2015. Now, it is perfectly legal since the law was enacted to remove that state's legal resident requirement. Cal Matters data showing that nearly 4 in 10 illegal aliens across the state of California have obtained a driver's license to legally operate a motor vehicle since that law took effect. To talk about some of the concerns over this growing trend is David Pivtorak, an individual rights attorney who is based in California. David, great to see you today.
Thanks for having me.
The numbers are huge. Just sharing with our folks here. Since 2017, about 500,000 illegal aliens sought driver's licenses in California, but then there's the 580,000 who have renewed theirs since 2018. That's a lot of illegals on the roads, and we know there's more than a dozen other states, David, that do this. So, you break the law, you come here, and you get a privilege to drive like an American citizen. It does not seem logical. Your take?
Well, so the 10th Amendment does give the states pretty broad leeway to control activities within their own borders, ironically enough. But you have states like California that just try to out crazy everybody else, with New York not too far behind. So we have things like this driver's license program, sanctuary cities, and even in some cities, you have voting rights for illegals. And to understand it, you kind of have to look at the broader picture, because for the last 100 years or so, since the communist revolution in Russia, you've had these globalist leftists who've essentially been trying to eradicate the very idea of borders, boundaries, morals, and even objective truth itself. And the result of that is, in our country, we have 6-year-olds now being taught that there's no such thing as a man or woman. And this is the very culmination of what the infamous communist Antonio Gramsci called the Long March Through the Institutions.
David, there's a hearing happening right now in D.C. We've been playing some of it. Border officials, as you look live here, are explaining the realities, and they are frightening about what's happening at the border. The number of gotaways that is a record, the number of fentanyl coming across. We're talking specifically about driving. There were 17,000 drunk driving convictions with illegals in the U.S. They probably won't even bring that up today, but some of these are fatalities. I've spoken to folks who have lost a loved one, and it was an illegal at the wheel. I mean, they're not even supposed to be in our country, yet here we have them on the roads killing innocent Americans. I just think that people are outraged to hear this, yet the laws are changing. It doesn't seem like there's any pushback. Is there anything happening in California to change this law?
Well, not from the party in charge, that's for sure. And I can tell you from my own personal experience how this affects people within the state, legal residents of the state and American citizens. So I've been practicing law in California for many years now, and that entire time I've been helping people, representing people who've been injured in car accidents and things like that. And I can tell you for a fact, California probably has more uninsured drivers than any other state in America. And that's because of these policies specifically. And I can't tell you how many potential clients I've had to let down and turn away because they were hit by someone that did not have insurance. And a lot of those driving without insurance are illegal aliens.
Of course.
And people who need spinal surgery, broken bones, who would be entitled to hundreds of thousands of dollars potentially from an insurance company. I have to tell them, I'm sorry, there's just no recourse because, as the old saying goes, you can't get blood from a stone.
Right. It's fascinating and sad, and it's another unfortunate aspect of, Americans that are citizens losing some of their abilities here when it comes to that. Really interesting to spend some time on this issue. David Pivtorak, you'll have to come back with us. Thank you so much. We appreciate it, and have a great rest of your day.